My sweet coconut, you don't have to try. My sweet coconut, you are just enough for me.
Today is April 11th, 2019.
Hello, Pally.
Today is April 11th, 2019.
INFocus starts right now. Palooza. We'll have details.
And we've been enjoying some sunny days. Will the rain come back? Thomas will have the answer in his weather report.
And Jason will give us his opinions on a controversial topic in sports. I'm looking forward to that one.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to INFocus. I'm Thomas Goldberg.
And I'm Jason Goldie.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
Cal Day at UC Berkeley includes tour events and info sessions for incoming students, prospective students, alumni, and the general public. The event will take place on the UC Berkeley campus this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Service day is Monday, April 22nd. Some students will be excused from class to go out and volunteer at sites, and Key Club will host an on-campus activity during lunch on the quad. The 7th annual Youth Speaks Out exhibition is showing at the Palo Alto Arts Center. The Arts Center is located at 1313 Newell Road and the event runs through April 19th. Check out the photography display at the BSU and Latinos Unidos Club murals. Photography students can earn 60 points extra credit to attend. Check Schoology for more details.
The annual Stanford Pre-Medical Conference gives students an opportunity to interact with physicians. This year's theme is Medicine in the World. The event is on Saturday from 9 o'clock a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. The Palo Alto Teen Advisory Board and the Palo Alto Youth Council is hosting Palapalooza on Friday, April 26th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Mitchell Park Community Center.
Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
Another indictment could be in the pipeline, stemming from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe, but this time it involves a former Obama official. Attorneys for Greg Craig, a former White House counsel, say they expect him to be indicted. He came under legal scrutiny for reportedly lying to investigators about work he did for Ukraine in 2012. Craig's attorneys say maintain his innocence.
Scientists released the first ever picture of a black hole Wednesday. National Science Foundation researchers actually took the photo 2 years ago. Black holes are huge amounts of matter compressed into a small area that create a massive gravitational field so strong it draws in everything around it, even light. It was discovered in 1781 by Charles Messier and is in the constellation Virgo. To get the image, scientists combined the power of 8 radio telescopes that are part of the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration.
The intersection of Crenshaw Boulevard and Slauson Avenue in Los Angeles will be named after slain rapper and community leader Nipsey Hussle. A Change.org petition to rename the intersection garnered nearly 500,000 signatures in the week following Hussle's death. The 33-year-old rapper was shot and killed March 31st, just outside the clothing store he opened in 2017 to give back to his community. Politics of today are complicated, and political leaders are constantly under attack from adversaries. But politics in 19th century Europe were arguably worse. Derek Dong is in the studio with one example of this.
No historical figure knew this better than Napoleon, and Derek has been studying his fall from power.
It seems that even some of the world's most powerful leaders eventually fall, right, Derek?
That's right, Thomas, even if that fall isn't very far. Get it? Napoleon was short. Anyways, let's move on from bad jokes to good history. On this day in 1814, Napoleon Bonaparte, Emperor of France, abdicated the throne and was banished to the Mediterranean island of Elba. In March 1815, he escaped his island exile and returned to Paris, where he regained his supporters and reclaimed his emperor title, Napoleon I. However, in June 1815, he was defeated at the bloody Battle of Waterloo, which signaled the end of France's domination of Europe. He abdicated for a second time and was exiled to the remote island of St. Helena in the southern Atlantic Ocean, where he lived out the rest of his days. So even back then, political leaders didn't give up their power too easily.
Speaking of not giving up, Pally sports teams gave it their all yesterday.
An INFocus resident athlete and sports reporter, Anthony Yu, is here to fill us in. Anthony, how did we do?
Well, yesterday was a toss-up when it came to wins and losses. Let's take a look. On the court, boys varsity volleyball closed the block and beat Fremont with a score of 3-1. On the field, JV baseball lost with a score of 2-14 at Wilcox. At home, boys varsity tennis will have the advantage against Los Altos at 4 p.m., while boys JV lacrosse will go toe-to-toe with Mountain View at 5:15 p.m., following boys varsity lacrosse at 7 p.m. In high school sports, the call-ups are strictly to the refs and umps. With a large amount of sports and limited funds, instant replay is rarely used, but in the pros, it's a whole different story. Some fans advocate for the expansion of replay review in sports, while others feel that it has slowed down the game and that the judgment by a ref or an ump on the field should be the ultimate say. Our very own Jason Goldie gives us his take.
Everyone can agree that hanging out at a sports bar like the one behind me and enjoying a game can be a great time. But something all fans can't agree on is the expansion of video replay. In 1986, the NFL introduced instant replays to increase the accuracy of calls made by the refs. Replays do make the officiating more accurate, but critics of instant replay feel that the replays slow down the pace of the game. As a big fan of all things sports, I disagree. Real fans watch for the entire experience, and reviews are important in getting an accurate result. In the 2019 NFC Championship, refs missed a crucial pass interference call late in the fourth quarter. The NFL admitted they got it wrong, and rightly implemented the ability to review pass interference calls. The NBA is one league that has been late to the instant replay game. The league has debated whether to institute video review in their games, but some fear of slowing down the game and slowing team momentum. However, is that really a valid argument for allowing botched or missed calls? Opponents of video review need to understand that this opinion is just a product of our high-paced, impatient commercial culture. I say just sit back, grab some wings at a place like this, and enjoy the suspense of a replay review. The fact is, humans aren't perfect, and we make mistakes. In an environment like professional sports where so much money and notoriety is on the line, shouldn't we be as accurate as possible? For Student Television Network, I'm Jason Goldie, and that's my take.
I think I agree with you, Jason. I'd rather wait a few minutes and get an accurate call than have the calls be inaccurate.
Thanks, Thomas. But one thing that isn't accurate is your spot-on weather reporting.
Thanks. I try my best. Speaking of weather, let's start out with our Bay Area map. As we look at San Francisco, we got a high of 60 and a low of 50, roughly around 57 degrees right now, with winds at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Now as we cross the bay up into Oakland, we have a high of 67 and a low of 50, actually around 69 degrees right now. Now let's go down to San Jose. We got a high of 64 and a low of 48. So that's our Bay Area temperatures for today. Today in Palo Alto was around 63 degrees. We had a high of 63, a low of 49, winds at about 14 miles an hour today. As we look at Friday and this coming weekend, we got a high of 70s and lows of 50s. Might be a little cloudy tomorrow, but the sun will be coming over the weekend. Now as we look at the weekend, we're still expecting a lot of cloudy days on Sunday. We might get some rain on Monday during either the morning or late afternoon. Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out all episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.